In 2017, when I first started campaigning for the Florida House, I heard about all throughout my community in Palm Beach County about the Sadowski Fund. Sadowski Fund. And for decades, I heard that we'd been, stealing the money out of the Sadowski Fund, which is set aside for affordable housing. And we set it aside for general revenue purposes. We did it decade after decade, year after year after year. Mike, you got to go to Tallahassee and do something if you get elected. And I said, absolutely. So I came to Tallahassee, 2018, and I sat down with Speaker Oliva, and I said, Speaker, we've been robbing the Sadowski Fund for years. We need to stop doing it. We need to allocate some money. He allocated $150 million, okay? And in the back of the room, you all said, no, it's not enough, and you voted no. And then moving on, I got together with Speaker Sprowls a couple of years later. And Speaker Sprowls, and I said, Speaker, we got to do something about the Sadowski Fund. Can we allocate more money? And he said yes, and he allocated $250 million to it. And in the back of the room, we said no, and you voted no. And I didn't understand it then. And then we moved to allocate 33% of the Sadowski Fund every year after year after year to affordable housing, guaranteed. We wouldn't have to come here on the floor and vote for it. You said no, and you voted no on it. And we bumped it to 48%. You still said no and continued to say no. And now members, I understand that one of the members today mentioned that she understands why you would vote no on this bill. And I get it with the rent control thing. I do. And I get that. But rent control is not the answer to the problem we have in affordable housing. We have a supply issue, and we've got to fix the supply issue. And this bill does that. We're going to allocate $2 billion almost over the next 10 years to affordable housing. And I'm afraid you're still going to say no to this. We should all be getting together on this together. Perfect is the enemy of good. We don't have perfect here. If we had perfect on every bill we passed, they would have done perfect years ago, and we wouldn't need to be here. This room would be empty. The Capitol would be empty. There'd be no room for a need for a legislature because the perfect bills would have been passed to handle everything. This bill does amazing things for affordable housing. It's what everybody back home in Palm Beach County, in my district, is hoping for. And my hope is that all of us can go up on that board and turn it all green and stand behind affordable housing. It doesn't do everything, but it does good. Because if you vote no for this, you're voting for somebody who's going to be out on the street because they're not getting a home to live in. And I don't understand how you could get behind that kind of concept, because no bill does everything, but this bill does a lot. I hope you all get behind it. I hope we turn the whole board green. I hope we help every Floridian who needs a home to have a home. With that, I conclude. Thank you.